The Body Shop, right, that plummeted into administration, fresh off lecturing J.K. Rowling with a vegan bath bomb and trans activist books. Go woke, go broke. It's not just a saying, folks, it's practically a prophecy. Britain, once Napoleon's nation of shopkeepers, now seems more like a nation obsessed with HR absurdities and wokeness run amok. Diversity, equality and inclusion, these are the buzzwords drowning our British business giants in a swamp of identity politics. John Lewis was once a shining beacon in retail. Well, it's now lost in Soho shadows, given the majority the cold shoulder. But they lost 230 million quid in 2022, and they've got shops closing left, right and centre. So what's their master plan, you might ask? Well, it's staff word searches on queer, dead naming and the latest woke lexicon. They're championing controversial groups like Stonewall and even Mermaids, which are currently, by the way, being scrutinised over safeguarding concerns. And don't get us started on this identity magazine that they've put out. 32 pages of radical ideas about biological sex. They're trading retail excellence for celebrating Pansexual Visibility Day and spotlighting colleagues in bondage gear. And those they claim pass as women too. I bet their female staff have a thing or two about the person on screen passing as a woman. So a bit of a friendly advice for John Lewis. How about putting products before pronouns? How about putting shareholders before self-identification obsessions? Or maybe just keep on. There's like nothing watching a self-righteous lot like you sink in the quagmire of your own wokeness, proving us right once again. Benjamin Butterworth, I want to ask, when did you get the job at John Lewis?
Look, most of my kitchen's from John Lewis, so clearly it suits me. Look, I like when companies do this. You know, 20, 30 years ago, it was legal in this country for companies like John Lewis or any other to sack someone because they were gay or transgender or a description like that. And now we have a situation where they embrace their employees and customers that are different. I want to live in a society that looks like this version of John Lewis.
I'm sorry, there's a difference between being gay and the trans ideology sweeping the nation. They had a bag there. Did you see that, the picture of that bag, which says, don't worry, it's natural? I'm sorry, what's natural about chopping your body parts off? If it was natural, you wouldn't need a surgeon.
Well, also, though, I don't know what homosexuality, being gay, has to do with wearing bondage gear. Is John Lewis going to start its own collection?
Well, it's bloody natural.
Yes, that's the Body Shop bag, that one.
And I think it's fantastic that companies are embracing this kind of diversity. Gear. I don't want to live in the 1950s where we all have to abide by a narrow existence,
I don't want him serving me my oranges and bananas.
I like the expression, and I like companies reflecting more.
I'm going to come to you just after I've read this statement. Yes. We've got a statement from John Lewis. See what you think of it. It says, "We want the partnership to be a place where people can work or shop with confidence, irrespective of their backgrounds. Multiple studies, including those from the government, show that trans people are at higher risk of hate crimes and discrimination. And this magazine was created by our LGBTQIA+ network to champion understanding and support. It's been positively received by the huge majority of our partners." Almighty
I
God.
read it, I'm just so... Oh, I think we're so saturated by this constant, like, verbal diarrhea of gender ideology nonsense being shoved down our throat. And Benjamin keeps saying, I don't want to live in a world, but I don't want to live in a world where my daughters have to share a changing room with blokes in frocks calling themselves Barbaras. I'm not saying they're all like that. Many are genuine, but many abuse it, and you know they abuse it, Benjamin. You seriously can... Anyway, you have no skin in the game, mate, because you're... Let me finish, Albie. The thing about this is this preaching of gender ideology is faith-based. So it would be like a company sending out magazines saying, you know, convert to Islam or convert to Christianity. It is a faith-based, highly controversial ideology that has no place in HR. We used to be a country that was a beacon of hope to women and girls who had breast ironing in Africa, who had genital mutilation in other countries, and now they're looking at us and we're doing the same thing to our own girls, but under the cloak of woke. It's disgusting abuse of trust and an always attack on women and girls.
And I agree completely, but it also accepts this gender ideology as fact.
As fact.
You know, to put it out there and say that it's beyond reproach. But Albie, I know you're head of LGBT Two-Spirit Penguin Tories.
LGBT plus Conservatives.
But do you not accept that this LGBTQIA plus fixation actually sounds more like a Waitrose soup than it does a part of British life and society?
Well, it's not a soup that I particularly want to drink, to be honest. All of this alphabet people stuff is all a bit too much for me. I think the core question is, though, you said go woke, go broke. Is this the cause of John Lewis's woes? I don't think it is. The high street is changing. They've got these massive stalls in town centres and they can't make enough money at the cost of living crisis.
You know, they need to actually focus on the business instead of focusing on HR departments and ever fattening them, because that seems to be the part of our problem.
Have you got what it takes to be a reasoned presenter? Well, send us a short clip of yourself to join@reasoned.uk and we might be seeing you on this very channel very soon indeed.